Hi, welcome to CowboyStudio and our instructional video series. Today we want to show you the new filter kits that we're going to be carrying. We do have these kits in several different sizes, so depending on the size of the thread of the front of your lens is going to depend on the size of the filter that you want. And when you're trying to figure out that thread size, if you have the lens cap, that's a really easy way to determine. Just look on the back of the lens cap. Usually etched into the back is going to be a size. On different camera models, they might phrase it different, like LC72 versus E72U. But if there's a two-digit number there, that's pretty much always the millimeter size of the thread on your lens. If you're not sure, you can always look up your lens with the manufacturer, and they should have listed this thread size that it uses. Now we do have two different styles of these filter kits. We're going to have a 4-in-1 filter kit and a 5-in-1. Both of those kits are going to include a carry case for your filters, as well as the three different filters here, the UV, the CPL, and the FLD. The 5-in-1 kit, however, is also going to have the white balance cap. The 4-in-1 kit will not have that cap. So that's going to be the only difference between the two kits. So when you're trying to determine which one is right for you, just keep that in mind. Now when you're looking at the kit itself, of course, these are the different filters. UV filter is a very common one to be used. It kind of helps reduce a little bit of the light sensitivity, but for the most part, a lot of people just use it to protect the front of their lens from scratches. That is probably one of the best investments you can make, because if the front of your lens gets scratched, there is absolutely nothing that can be done unless you go to a professional glass expert, and even then often they can't get all the scratches out. So this is a really great investment in the life of your lens to put a UV filter on it and just leave it on unless you need another filter for other reasons. Now you also have the CPL filter. This helps reduce lens flare. So if you're working in areas with reflection, common example used is water, but also in any other areas of high reflectivity. If you're taking pictures in a car parking lot, for example, especially in the bright noonday sun, you get a lot of reflection off of windshields. This will help limit that. Similarly, architecture photos off of glass walls, glass windows, all of that can help be reduced with the CPL filter. So any situation where you feel like you might run into lens flare issues, this is really going to help reduce that sensitivity and get your photo a lot crisper than it would be without. Now, also common these days is the FLD filter. It's very noticeable because of the purple hue it has, but what this is useful for is indoor shooting. When you're taking pictures indoors, you want to limit the amount that the indoor lights change the white balance on your camera. So this can be a kind of quick solution versus some of the more involved white balancing techniques, all of which can be really helpful, but this is just going to, instead of changing your camera, this changes the actual light as it enters the camera. So you'll notice this versus using the white balance techniques in the camera creates a kind of different look to your photograph. It just allows for a different level to come through, some different nuances. Now, also included in the 5-in-1 kit only, of course, is this white balance cap. Now what this can do, you put it on the front of your camera, take a picture through the cap, and that can help you to set a custom white balance on your camera. That's really helpful if you're moving between environments where you have more yellow light to more bluish light, and you don't want to sit there and try to pick one of the auto settings. This will help you find just the right setting for that situation. It's a lot faster and easier than some of the card methods. So a great option for quick carrying around and quick use. And of course they'll all come with the case here. This does have the little dividers to allow you to just slide the filters on in there. These are slightly done so that they're just not going to scratch up any of your filters. They're going to be protected as long as they're in this case. So altogether, this is going to give you a great options for some of the basics of lens filters. Now, if you have any questions about this kit or any of our others, please visit the CowboyStudio.com website.